silver cigarette case, even though you don't smoke. Engraved initials of your father contains a single note. Don't be a loser like your own man. Come on with a plan. And if you need me, then I'll help you in any way I can. And the ballroom's empty now. The town felt empty and the lights went out. Yes, something's not right, 'cause we don't even care. You know there's something isn't quite right when your heart beats twice as slow. In any given situation where a normal man won't go. But you and me, you know, we rocked up and we walked the factory floor. We sold the whole thing, then we sat back and we justified the cause. And the boardroom's empty now. The town felt empty and the lights went out. And something's not right, 'cause we don't even care. And the boardroom's empty now. The town felt empty and the lights went out. And something's not right, 'cause we don't even care. Evening everyone, I hope you're all well. Hello Dean, Electron, Greg, Simon. I think I saw Martin whiz past a second ago. Whiz past. Millstone Barn, and I think I also saw Wobblefest in there. And now we've got Duncan back. I think Duncan wasn't here last week. It took us ages to get to 100 messages, didn't it? Without Duncan. We've got something important to share with you all. That is a brand spanking new bottle. Just listen to that sound. That is the sound of a fresh Rochester. Let me give that a little shake first. A fresh Rochester ginger. Thank you for the semicolons there. That song was for Jed Shed, who requested it last week. A little bit of Rochester ginger and just a splash of Mezan rum. That's how you know it's Friday. I was watching the field game last week. I'm actually quite surprised that people, just because I'm just assuming that everyone in the chat comes within the same demographic as me, that everyone in the chat doesn't watch football. Do people watch the soccer ball? I'm assuming Duncan watches the old soccer ball. There's something going on, isn't there? I don't really understand what it is, but something is happening in the world of sports. Sports ball. Enjoyed your set. But enjoyed your set and Flaming June's very good, isn't it? Isn't she? She's very good. That was where we hit 100 messages. We hit 100 messages in Flaming June's chat. Right, next up. This is a request. So that was for Jez Shed. Next up is a song for Simon. We're all 22, we haven't got a clue. And one day we will die. What's more important is the meantime. Working dead-end jobs, we're hating what we're not. So what's the point in this? I still think that ignorance is bliss. There's another day, there's another way to get around that wall. There's another day, there's another way. Still gonna hurt when you fall. What comes next, you can only guess, 'cause life is one big mess. We're all 17, there's nothing we haven't seen. We think that we've done it all, but we're getting lined up for a fall. And no jobs needed yet, and 6 weeks of summer spent. We're not really doing much. I've got some friends that keep in touch. There's another day, there's another way to get around that wall. There's another day, there's another way. Still gonna hurt when you fall. But what comes next, you can only guess, 'cause life is one big. There's another day, there's another way to get around that wall. There's another day, there's another way. Still gonna hurt when you fall. Oh, what comes next, you can only guess, 'cause life is one big mess. A Song for Simon will be on the next album. There is a Song for Simon on the next album at the moment. The song for which he was the muse, the Twitch bar. At the moment, it's on the list. I've got a list that I shuffle around all the time with songs that might make it onto the album. And the longer it goes on that list for, the longer it stays on there, the more likely it'll be on there. 22 is actually on there at the moment. I'm thinking, can I put out 22? Because I'm thinking, wrote it in a band that I was in years and years ago called Cheese Factory. And it was on that, and then I think I put it, I don't know if I ever released it, but there was an 80 recording of it, which might exist somewhere, I can't remember. Simon will probably know, he knows what's in the back catalogue. And then when I started playing it recently, I'm thinking, I'm quite enjoying 22. Maybe it could come out as a British IBM song. Thank you for the semicolons there. This should certainly make it. This song is also on. This is actually a weird set list because, I started making the set list earlier today, and I was going through it, and I was thinking, I'll try and make it kind of like heavy towards the new album, but then it'll be too many songs that you wouldn't know in a row. And then I started doing it anyway, and then realised that you probably know most of the songs that are going to be on the new album potentially because they've all been played here on a fairly regular basis, a lot of them. Right. This is a song for Greg. This is a song about a little dog. A little dog called Kit. He can't see very well. We're all waiting here for you. Move the consoles and computers out of view. The world must seem so strange to you. Yet I know that we will do our best by you. Hey kid, I hope you call this home. Hey kid, I hope you won't be long. Hey kid, I hope you call this home. We've been waiting here for days. 4 years old and blind, but still so very brave. Bumping into everything, and so excited about everywhere you've been. Hey kid, I hope you call this home. Hey kid, I hope you won't be long. Hey kid, I hope you call this home. Hey kid, I hope you won't be long. Hey Kit, or Kit, or Kit song. It could be called anything. The options for that are limitless. Anyway, that was for Greg. He requested that. And the next song was requested by Dave. I'm not sure if David Watts is in the channel tonight. But if he is, he requested this song. He requested Man of the Hour. Which I'm looking at the set list now, and it's stuff that's not on any album so far. The only tracks that are actually on existing albums is not including semicolons. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about 4 songs that are on existing albums. Interesting stat there for you. Moth. It was really bad choice of theme. Shouldn't even have attempted it. I don't know what that's in reference to. Racks brains for less bad Kit pun themes. Where were we? Man of the Hour. You hit it out, so how was I supposed to know? And if I tried, I know there's nowhere left to go. And I watched every scene from your long forgotten dreams, and I'm still waiting for the man of the hour to come back for more and save us from drowning in the sea of despair that was left on your front door. It all went wrong, and now your body's lined in chalk. I loved it all, I miss it all, I miss the way we used to talk. And I watched every scene from your long forgotten dreams, and I'm still waiting for the man of the hour to come back for more and save us from drowning in a sea of despair that was left on your front door. Oh, I'm still waiting for the man of the hour to come back for more to save us from drowning in a sea of despair that was left on your front door. Man of the Hour from the latest on the latest down, play the game. How is everyone? Is everyone well? Is everyone enjoying the semi-lockdown? Is everyone enjoying the semi? Thank you, Duncan. Air shreds. An acronym go. It's pretty. As acronyms go, it's pretty mint. Thank you, Millstone Barn. Do you know what I did today? Purchased a bottle of Rochester ginger, and then came home, found out the replacement power supply for a Spectrum that Dean the Coder gave me, his childhood Spectrum. I don't know why he gave it to me. You'd think he'd be more sentimental about that kind of thing, being Dean the Coder and all the rest of it. But he gave me a Spectrum Plus. We plugged it in the other day. Didn't do anything. Just did nothing. Then, I think he said as well, he measured. He used a voltmeter, because he knows how to use voltmeters and I don't, to measure the output of a power supply. And he said it was sufficient. Then I, in all my wisdom, purchased a new replacement ZX Spectrum power supply. Do you know the power supply? I think for the ZX Spectrum 48K 128 Plus and whatever, I think they all use pretty much the same one until it gets to the one with the cassette player in it. Anyway, bought the new one and it worked. So that was a good day. Got a Spectrum working with a new power supply. Got a brand spanking new bottle of Rochester ginger. What a day. Sounds like it was working as normal. Where are we here? Very funny. We're out of requests. I only got 4 requests last week, possibly due to the football. But that meant that I had free reign. So what I tried to do was give you, some people might call this a turd sandwich, where you're going, here's some stuff that you might know and like, and here's a load of new stuff in the middle. So basically, we've done the requests. I'm doing a chunk of stuff that will be on the new album. But I say that, but you probably know most of this stuff anyway. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 songs in a row that will almost certainly make the new album. Drinks like a sailor, smokes 2 packs a day. Never seems to care what anyone else has to say. And the weather brings me down. And the darkness brings me down. I wanna live in California, where the curbside smoking makes it easier to breathe. I wanna live in California, but I'm still hanging around in the same old town. Oh, I'm still hanging around with the same old crowd. You get the feeling it's gonna be that kind of day, the kind where nothing ever seems to really go your way. And the weather brings me down. And the darkness brings me down. I wanna live in California, where the curbside smoking makes it easier to breathe. I wanna live in California, but I'm still hanging around in the same old town. Oh, I'm still hanging around with the same old crowd. California, When the curbside smoking makes it easier to breathe. I wanna live in California, but I'm still hanging around in the same old town. Oh, I'm still hanging around with the same old crowd. California, available on the album Elements, semicolon. I don't know why I said Elements. Elements is the software that I use to record it. Semicolons. Thank you, Millstone Balm. So that's California. That'll probably make the new album. Had a beer with Scott. I'm not sure if I've regaled you with this anecdote yet, but it's not really an anecdote. It's just drivel. I met up with Scott for a beer last week. It was good to catch up with him and have a beer with him in the real world. And we talked about the prospect of doing something in the garage at some point. Music stuff. And then putting this gear in there. We'll work that out at some point. And we also had a conversation about California. His idea was, if you've listened to the version that's on the Patreon, there's a little piano bit that comes in at the middle, not the middle, sorry, that comes in at the beginning for the intro. He said it should reoccur again during the middle eight, which I agree with. I think it probably should. Here's another new song, though not to the hardcore at the Twitch bar. Call it fate, call it love, call it anything, call it anything you want. But when you were just a kid, time didn't move like this. When you were the king of everything. And all you need is all you got, and all you have is all you'll ever want. Yeah, and as the world caves in, you still remember when you were the king of everything. You got a little secret in your heart. Yeah, it's tearing time apart. When you were just a kid, time didn't move like this. When you were the king of everything. The new album, Twitch. I might actually call it, do you know what else I was thinking? I might call it Friday Night at the Twitch Bar. Start with Friday Night at the Twitch Bar, and at the very end of the album you could hear Simon's piano coming in, playing the reprise version. I hope you're all enjoying this mental stream of creativity. Again, started off as a novelty song, started to grow on me a little bit. It's now on the list. In Commando's opening scene, two men pose with a helm Mark III, and my heart skips a beat. Close Encounters had one too, and it was green and white and blue, and my knees went weak. Because I love refuse trucks and films, and I know every single one. from 1969 to 1983. And you know, Child's Play 3 never really bothered me, except for one short scene. A Burmese Maxim Packer gave that doll some action, and my knees went weak, because I love refuse trucks and films, and I know every single one from 1969 to 1983. The obfuscation of our waste is the only thing that keeps us civilized in a world that's not. In my all-time favorite scene, the Low Master 320 in Ghostbusters, it makes me cry every time that beautiful truck rolls by, because I love refuse trucks and films, and I know every single one from 1969 to 1983. The obfuscation of our waste is the only thing that keeps us civilized in a world that's not. Hello, David. What's this nice of him? What a polite young man. Popping his head round the corner of the old Twitch bar just to let us know that he won't be there. Save us from worrying. This is another. See what the sort of people. No one would do that in the YouTube bar, would they? No one would think to do that in the YouTube bar. Just the Twitch bar. Thank you, Martin and Duncan. I want to try and make the most niche album possible. Where are we now? Still going on to this is one that's only been played maybe 2 or 3 times. It's called Winning at the moment. Radiator's empty. Wait, that's not the first line. That's the second verse. Comments like water dry up in the sun. Code that means nothing until somebody hits run. A small coffee table commits to the weight of a dozen books or more to carry your name. Declare yourself a failure in every success you've had, but if Charlie Sheen was winning, then maybe life's not that bad, because this time there's been worse times. The radiator's empty, there's no heat again. And the amp's still broken, so don't you pretend that the clone of a video game that you always play is the thing that you needed to help you escape. Declare yourself a failure in every success you've had, but if Charlie Sheen was winning, then maybe life's not that bad, because this time there's been worse times. Yeah, and I won't go where you go. Yeah, and I don't know why you know. When you declare yourself a failure in every success you've had, because if Charlie Sheen was winning, And maybe life's not that bad, and it's a strong conversation to remind yourself of the fact it's just time. There's been worse times. Yeah, this time there's been worse times. Winning. What have we got next? So we've got the two more slightly more obscure ones in a row. I can't talk. This next one is called. Did I play it in the right key? Yeah, capo 4 fret. Capo 4 fret. Thank you, UK Simon. Delicious. Should look at David Watts as a role model for their kids. I agree. I got a new gadget recently. I should have brought it with me to have it in this room. Basically, this little thing, you can buy it off of Amazon. It's basically a thermometer. Basically, it's your thermometer and your humidity. But as well as that, it's got 3 little sensors. It's only £25. And they're all complete. It's just wireless, and you can be up to like 100 meters apart. So you can dot them around your house and your garage and your garden and stuff. And then you've just got a little screen that sits there. It just tells you the humidity of everything. It's great. Congratulations! You've received 100 messages today with Restream Chat, and that 100th message today came from Wobblefest. Here's to you, Wobblefest. Right. I only love you because time dictates I should. I only miss you when I'm down. I found 1,000 ways to tell you that I cared, but not a single one was true. Whose photographs will you hang on your wall? Who'll be there for you in the end? I wanted you to come and join me in the real world, but this real world is just pretend. What will we do when we get too old and forget every word we ever meant? I'm growing old, I'm growing tired of new beginnings. I just want something with an end. Whose photographs will you hang on your wall? Who'll be there for you in the end? I wanted you to come and join me in the real world, but this real world is just pretend. And when the credits roll, you know you've got no soul. So in the ground we'll dwell, because there's nothing else. Whose photographs will you hang on your wall? Who'll be there for you in the end? I wanted you to come and join me in the real world, but this real world is just pretend. That's called Photographs. There's actually a version of it on the Patreon somewhere in the demos. I kind of wrote it, or as part of, I think I wrote it as part of the last album or a little bit before it, and it didn't sound right on the last album. And plus the demo version that I did had loads of synth and stuff all over it, which was a no-no, because that last album was just, the rule was everything's guitar. But that sounds nicer, I think, on an acoustic guitar, so it makes this album. at the moment. Here is another new one for you. Let me just flick this over. This is the one I don't think I've ever played. Again, I think this one exists in demo form on the Patreon somewhere, but I've never played it live before properly on an acoustic guitar. This is called The Best Days Are Behind. And it goes, I might make some mistakes in here, but let's see how we do, shall we? Time, I bet you're sick of it. I never see the benefit anymore. I know now not to try. The best days are behind. It doesn't mean what it means anymore. And as time goes by, yeah, we all must die. But what's the point of it? When we reach the end of it, what's on the other side of it when you go? 'Cause I'm just killing time. The best days are behind. It doesn't mean what it means anymore. And as time goes by, if we all must die, what's the point of it? It doesn't mean what it means anymore. And as time goes by, if we all must die, then what's the point of it? I don't know what chord it's going to end on yet. Probably not that chord. Other than that, it won't end on that, it'll end on probably that chord. That sounds nicer than that. Thank you, Duncan. Very good. Thank you, Millstone Barn. We're out of it now, you'll be happy to know. We're out of the new song section. And into the Stone Cold Classics. Thank you for the semicolons there. What's going on at Arcade Club now? Can you go in there without a mask yet? I was planning to go there in maybe 2 weeks' time, potentially. I'm the loneliest man in the world right now. Maybe I'm not, maybe I'm just down. For the next 3 days I'll call this home, watching all the ground beneath us fall. Life with you never felt like this. Never been one for the simple things. Standing on the corner of God's front porch, watching all the ground beneath us fall. Loneliness and solitude seldom get too confused. quit your job and walk away. Didn't like it that much anyway. Sell your house and start again. Burn your past and make new friends. 'Cause you can check out anytime you want. It's already been a tad too long. Standing on the corner of God's front porch, watching all the ground beneath us fall. Loneliness and solitude seldom get too confused. But if I tried and if I missed, would you leave me alone like this? For all the things I've ever done, would you let my life go on? 'Cause I'm the loneliest man in the world right now. Maybe I'm not, maybe I'm just down. That's what a polished, so that's what happens, see, after all the polish and everything else goes on to those other songs of the new section, you hear them 500,000 times, you'll be, wow. The sky's the limit with the new ones as well. I'm not setting an arbitrary boundary with the new stuff. So the overdubs, we could just go nuts. Back to cellos and bassoons. Remember the cellos from the first two albums? Cellos are the best. I'll tell you what's going to get a cello is that song that goes, the new one that's called Winning. That will have loads of cello all over it. Like a dirty rash. Thank you, Millstone Barn. Thank you, Electron Greg. Thank you, Wobblefest. What's the score on the soccer ball? Is someone winning? Is someone scoring some goals? Jeshed sends his apologies. What a polite young man. Everyone's so polite on Twitch, aren't they? I assume in this particular Twitch bar they are. I think there's people that do some things on Twitch now and again that aren't as polite in other bits of it. It could be so wonderful if you could just let go again and let the hate run you. You know it's all I do. I walked around in the sun again, a couple hours, but that's all I need. When I was just 16, I became the man you see. We walked back through the city lights and watched the girls on the corner fight. And now the evening's gone, and nothing ever lasts that long. Made some money and we had some fun, but why try harder when you're number one? 'Cause if it all falls through, I'll never lie like you. So stick around for another bit. We won't talk for another year, but when the morning bleeds, I know we'll both concede. We'll walk back through the city lights and watch the girls on the corner fight. But now the evening's gone, and nothing ever lasts that long. I know the money doesn't count, and made a choice to be here now, but now the evening's gone, and nothing ever lasts that long. We walk back through the city lights, we watch the girls on the corner fight, but now the evening's gone, and nothing ever lasts that long. I know the money doesn't count, we made a choice to be here now, but now the evening's gone, and nothing ever lasts that long. That's the chord that one ends on. That one. Duncan's TV must be flipping big. How big is your TV, Duncan? And has the rabbit chewed through it yet? Also, is the first thing you did after buying your massive TV? I'm 6'1", so it's not far off, but very good. Is the first thing that you did with your new TV plug in an upscaler and Jet Set Willie? Because that's probably the first thing that I do with mine. The first thing I do when I bought a 4K TV is to just basically watch something that's 4K. Second thing you do is go back to playing old consoles on it. Wobble, thank you. Rabbit does chew through lots of things. Like built-in wire cutters, their teeth, aren't they? I'm just going to try something real quick to see if I can get through this song. It's an old song, and then I'll go back to the other stuff again. There's blood on my hands. This blood isn't mine, so hang me from a tree and watch me die. Been a bad, bad boy, and here we go again. Watch and you wait for a man you can't break. And I'll tell you something else, you know it's all heartfelt. Been a bad, bad boy, and here we go again. There's not much you can do to me now. There's not much you can do. You've been a bad, bad boy, here we are again. First thing I did with my TV was work through the settings disc of the test patterns a few times. Got to get it set up right. Then, after spending a week, doing some Disney's UHD, Dolby Vision, what sound system have you got on there? Can you get Jet Set Willy in Dolby Vision? I remember when I first flipped over to modern consoling, because it was like it came to an end. I think the Mega Drive was the last console that I had, and maybe some PC gaming where I just got bored of video games. I wasn't really keen on the PlayStation era, and then got back into gaming when the 360 got into the later half of its gaming. Then games were good. It's like 3D was rubbish. Some people like those games, but they don't look right, do they? And then once it got to the later half of the 360's lifespan, I thought 3D games now look good, and I bought a 360, and I enjoy playing on it. But the first thing that I played on it after doing that and thinking, wow, this looks amazing now, I'm going to buy a new console, was played Manic Miner. That's the first thing I downloaded, went on the App Store and bought Manic Miner and just played that for ages. You can get Jet Set Willy in Dolby Vision. I like this. How about an experimental album of minors and sevenths? That could work. How did you make your guitar sound like a xylophone noise? I didn't think I did. I don't know. If it happened, it could be an issue with your new television. Have you got a sound bar? It takes ages to switch on a new TV, doesn't it? Because I got a new TV maybe just under a year ago. Not as big as Duncan's massive TV, but I got a new TV. But then you spend it's not like you get it, plug it in and switch it on like you did in the old days. It's like you plug it in and have to log into every single account, register with Samsung, connect it to the internet. It takes ages to switch on a new TV for the first time. John Phil gives Dolby Vision migraine, trying to think down to that level. Yes, you managed some amazing noises from your guitar during that last one. All I did during the last one is that. All I'm doing, for those people that are keen to know what I'm doing there, is playing an E chord, taking my finger on and off, the pointy finger, on and off that D string. It's that time again. It's the last song of the evening. It's been lovely seeing you all again in the Twitch bar. We've got no support tonight, unfortunately, but maybe we'll at the next one, and I'll be here next week. So let's get this done, shall we? Then we can all watch Line of Duty. Alleyway between two bars, blood on my face. You're looking at me, and I'm looking at you. Remember when we were both still friends? None of this would have happened then. But everything I learned from you. If we'd have kept it all together, maybe we'd still be friends. We'd have finished what we started. We'd be the British champion. Could have been another way. Left your dreams for another day. But I could never be the one talk you down. I saw it all on a TV screen, under a turn and you flicker green. But I could never be the one to watch you fall. If we'd have kept it all together, maybe we'd still be friends. If we'd have finished what we started, we'd be the British champion. both in the history books. A little world that we both once shook. Watch a little time as time goes by. I know you then as I know you now. I watched it all come crashing down. I never understood what's a heaven for. If we'd have kept it all together, maybe we'd still be friends. If we'd have finished what we started, we'd be the British IBM. If we'd have kept it all together, maybe we'd still be friends. If we'd have finished what we started, we'd be the British IBM. One thing I forgot to mention a minute ago, did anyone notice at the very beginning of the the little animation of the clock? Do you know where that came from? Anyone know where that came from? Without rewinding, looking at the thing? I'll tell you what. Does anyone ever watch the Spectrum show on YouTube? No soundbar, but it's got Dolby Atmos. And can't remember who they claim makes the speakers that sound fine. They sound fine. I think there's a D instead of an E there. Thank you for the semicolons. Anyway, the end of the last Spectrum show, some woman had, from the 80s, she basically wrote a program that emulated the little clock thing that you get on TVs. She wrote a little customizable clock. And I thought that was really cool, and I thought I might use that in the... So it does this, look. Look at that. And then I can tap my pedals as soon as it gets to the... See, you can customize the text and the colours and things. Tap the button, and I'm out. Technology. It's good, isn't it? Right, let me go and get my pad. Is anyone else's Twitch saying "come here often"? ? Constantly in the bottom right hand corner. Mine keeps because I am signed in, but I can't follow myself. But Twitch is recommending that I follow the British IBM. Come back to the British IBM's channel faster by hitting the follow button. A pleasant evening, old chap. Love that old clock. We'll have to show it to the colleagues. Okay. Has anyone got any requests for next week? Pop them in the chat. I'll scribble them down and do my best to learn them before next week. My Twitch is Bobbins. Hello, Dean the Coder. Have to watch on YouTube and type here. Shovel song. Down like that. For Dean. Animal for Simon. Could have been somebody else for Greg. Somebody else. Greg. Tread carefully for Millstone Barn. Anyone for anything else? Just get by for Greg. Just get by Greg. Silver cigarette case for Jez. Silver cigarette for Jez Shed. I had that for a while. Twitch sorted itself out. Once I changed my username and then back again, which involves waiting a week between changes. Sunrise for Dean. Sunrise for Dean. Does anyone like the song Sunrise by Simply Red? We Were the Stars for Duncan. We Were the Stars for Duncan. Lovely. Thank you everyone for coming out. You've now got one final decision to make this evening. Toxic by Britney Spears. I'm scribbling it down now. You can have MJ Hibbett's It Only Works, Hey Hey 16K, UK Mike Smoke and Mirrors, Simon's Twitch bar again on the old piano, Classic Rishi or New Rishi. First person to get it in the chat gets it. $16K, it's been a while, isn't it? I enjoy Hey Hey 16K by MJ Hibbett. Who wants to go to an MJ Hibbett gig when this is all over? Anyway, thank you everyone for coming out. I'll be here next Friday at 8 o'clock. Lovely to see you all again. Here's MJ.
Hello and welcome. Your homework and the household accounts. If you don't... Hello and welcome to the show. My name's MJ Hibbett. This is my ZX Spectrum, which I thought I'd show you, not mint condition. And this song is all about that. This is called Hey Hey 16K. We bought it to help with your homework. We bought it to help with your homework and the household accounts. If your dad ever works it all out. Lunchtime's in the library, writing down the postal weeks, copying an access code. Get a taste for home taping, fetishes of map making. Rotten leads and rubber keys, running around and loading screens, and my fingers crossed, hoping not to witness the terror of our tape loading error. We bought it to help with your homework. We bought it to help with your homework and the household accounts. If your dad ever works it all out. ZX Spectrum 81, Dragon Book and Norwich 1, Commodore 64, Amazon and an Acorn Electron, cheaper BBC Micro. Jets are Lady Saber Wolf, Laws of Midnight Underworld, Dark Transatlantic Attack, and of course Manic Miner, The Hobbit, A Night Law and Elites. It made a generation who can code a bubble bit for proper consoles, who all know that the games you get today, well, they might be very flash, but they'll never beat the thrill of getting through Jetpack. Oh, hey, hey, 16K, what does that get you today? You need more than that for a letter. Old school RAM packs are much better. Personal computer games, your Sinclair 16K, camps and competition, pro, crashing cursor keys and go to Dixon's. And bother Saturday staff with loops that don't end. We bought it to help with your homework. We bought it to help with your homework and the household accounts. If your dad ever works it all out. Oh hey, hey, 16K, what does that get you today? You need more than that for a letter. Old school rampants are much better. Hey, hey, 16K, what does that get you today? You need more than that for a letter. Old school rampants are much better. For n equals 0 to 2, those were the days. Next N. And there you go. Thanks very much.